What's good, y'all boys? We're back with another video. Appreciate y'all tapping in. This is probably gonna be one of the harder videos I gotta make. Not because it's necessarily like super sad or anything, but because there are gonna be some, real changes that are gonna be happening to how I want to take my content and just the direction I'm going in general. With the recent announcement of Multiverses shutting down and the actual shutdown coming up in like a day, a lot's gonna change. That's what my main game was, Multiverses. So there's not gonna be too much more that I would like to play. Smash Ultimate, yeah, I'm good at Smash Ultimate and whatnot. However, dude, that game is dried out to a freaking crisp, man. It's crazy. So we gotta figure something else out, man. I've lost passion, I'm not gonna lie, for competing to an extent. I've lost passion for making, those Smash Ultimate videos. It just gets super repetitive, man, for what works for me. People like watching top level 1v1s and tournaments, and it's just, dude, it's so boring. And the meta is terrible when it comes to Smash Ultimate, dude. I'm not gonna lie, Multiverses was one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game to play competitively of all time. At least the beta was. But now it's like, dude, that's shutting down. Of course, we got Beta Plus and Multiverses Infinite coming in as well, but it's not the same, man. It's not gonna be the same feeling. It's not gonna be the same amount of passion that'll come out of me. It's gonna be hard, man. Hard to actually play competitive stuff. But I will say, I'll go to locals on and off. I'll probably pull up to major every once in a while for Smash Ultimate just to get the vibes up and have it be a part of the next step in content that I feel like doing, which will probably be, a lot more IRL stuff, right? CEO, depending how it goes. Like, let's say I win CEO, this whole video could be scrapped, right? But the passion will probably come back like crazy, or even then it might just be a good way to end it off. But CEO will probably be the last time I really try and compete at that level. I feel like throughout the game's lifespan for Smash Ultimate, I had a pretty strong start, I'm not gonna lie. Locally, very strong throughout the entirety of the game. I feel like the only person in all of Florida right now that has my number is Dominator. I haven't played a couple people, Luke Cheeto, MVD. I haven't played a couple of y'all offline yet, but the only person that gives me a tough time right now is Dominator, which is, goes to show how strong the run has been when it comes to competing in Florida. I won doubles at DreamHack, so we got our trophy. That's another check off the bucket list. Number one in all of South Florida as well. There's a few things that I've checked off the bucket list. I haven't top 8 in a major yet, but like I said, there's a few things that I haven't checked off the bucket list. I've top 8'd ranked events. At least that's something, right? I've top 3'd a ranked event before. I've got wins all across the board, man, high and low. Some of the best players in the world on the character, you name it. But again, that passion is just not here anymore for me, and things have to change. So I think what I'm gonna be doing is unlisting a lot of my videos, just because I honestly don't like how it looks on my page anymore, man. I'm weird, bro. I like to rebrand a lot until I am situated on something that feels right, at least when it comes to profile pictures, banners, and aesthetic and stuff like that. But yeah, the channel doesn't look like appealing to me to the eye, right? However, those videos aren't getting fully deleted. If you guys ever want to join the Discord, catch a link to a video in the past, hey, I'll probably have a channel with all the unlisted links that you guys could just pull up in. So they're not going anywhere, but I do want to, like I said throughout this video, change the direction of the content that I'm doing. I want to do a lot more IRL stuff. I've been watching, Streamer University. Shout out Kai Sinat. Shout out the boys Silky, FaZe Clan. They are killing it, bro, and it just looks so fun. I just want to get like my homies and just go crazy, man. Have a lot of fun, especially because I don't have too much time to practice and compete anymore. So the little time I do have, I could do some dope ass streams, man. And I already got a couple ideas formulating in my mind, man. So if you are one of the homies, hit me up. We're gonna need some people for the first event / stream / content that I want to do, right? It's gonna be hype, dude. I just gotta figure out how to do it. Once I figure out how to do it, it'll actually be such a good idea. I feel like if it blows up as a video, a lot of the big streamers are gonna try to do that same idea. Obviously it's an idea, right? They could copy it, do it better, kind of thing. But this first idea, man, it's just has me so motivated, and I haven't had that motivation in a while, right? Obviously you see my channel, I used to post twice a week, gone down to like once a month, gone down even less. And especially if I'm paying an editor, dude, might as well do some content that is worth editing rather than, you know, first to five with this person, first to five with this person. That being said, we're gonna see what happens with So Icy Boys, if they want to keep me on, or if I want to just, you know, separate myself and do my own thing. I always feel like I was shooting for an org for so long in Ultimate. And don't get me wrong, bro. Everybody that signed me, everybody that has gotten me out to tournaments, I've enjoyed every single one of those tournaments, every single one of those experiences. It was dope, but things have to change, man. Can't be a competitive player all your life, you know. I mean, you could, if you're like, you know, the best of the best, right? Making a living off of it, you know, placing and winning these major tournaments. For one, I don't grind enough. For two, I don't put enough time into a character that could do it. And three, I just lost some motivation. So it's gonna be sick, man. I got a dope group of friends, so we're gonna get some ideas out, some ideas pumping. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. The next chapter of JMafia, man. The next chapter of JMafia. I'm just thinking about all the ideas. It's gonna be so dope if I'm able to actually push it exactly how I want to, right? Hopefully you guys enjoyed the legacy, right? Hopefully you enjoyed the Yoshi. Hopefully you enjoyed the Rob, the Me Brawler, the Jake, the Banana Guard. Let's go back on that note real quick. Like in different points in time, right? Number one Yoshi, number one Me Brawler, number one Jake for all of beta, number one beta 1v1 player, number one Banana Guard for the entirety of Multiverses 2. Strong overall player, dude. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy with how I did. I'm happy that I didn't super fall off in the new version. I just didn't have enough time to actually compete how I wanted to. But you know, I built a good legacy when it came to skill. My name, no, I don't think anybody in the MVS community will ever forget my name. So that's a good thing to stand on. And I hope all the people from these two communities, I hope you guys show love, man, to the next chapter, especially with the IRL content. For all we know, maybe I'll be attending tournaments, doing some crazy stuff with some of your favorite players still. Maybe, you know, maybe they'll try to do some IRL stuff. We could link up kind of thing. That'd be dope. I'm already thinking, you know, some people, Takoa, Howdy, Crazy Knock, Chance. Seeing them do some IRL stuff would be dope. I'm excited for this next chapter. If I could actually speak. That's one thing, dude. These IRL streams are gonna catch me lacking, bro. All the stutters, all the mispronounced words. Dude, all this stuff is gonna be crazy. So we gotta lock in. Again, I appreciate y'all boys so much. Thank you so much for all the love you've shown me. All the good times, dude. Back when I was almost partner on Twitch through Multiverses, which honestly I should have been partner, dude. 100 average for like 3 months in a row, dude. I was only rated a couple times, bro, and they said, you've been rated, so your views don't count. I was like, damn, bro, like, really? We had GleeX turn up with Barhu. Yo, shout out Barhu. He lives in Florida. I'll probably do some content with him, too. And I was, like, jokingly talking to him about doing a content house, getting some homies. Even if it's just for, like, a weekend, a little content B&B. I think stuff like that would be dope. Like I said, I got some good ideas, man. Maybe we'll pull up to a tournament, do a little content B&B tournament, vlog, you know, convention center kind of thing. Kind of like the IRLs that I've been doing for the locals. But, you know, on a larger scale, you know, we'll see what happens, man. Just stay tuned, lock in, dab me up, my boys. Yeah, that was kind of, I don't know if I'm gonna do that again ever. That was kind of cringe. Yeah, till next time, my boys. I'll see you guys on the next chapter. I don't know when I'm gonna start it, but just know it's gonna start and it's gonna be fire, bro. Because I already got these ideas. I gotta get going on those ideas too before, you know, the motivation simmers out. But appreciate all the love, y'all boys.